the state of affairs in the Indian economy are very clearly getting reflected in this falling value of rupee. We know that the finance minister has been putting extra effort, going all around the world to see if we can get investment into India, investment particularly because there's a very worrying level of current account deficit, and also to make sure that the environment for investment improves so that if it starts in trickle, later on it can be reinforced. But with this uncontrolled fall of the rupee, that environment is not getting built up. You would imagine that with a falling rupee, Indian exports will increase. You would imagine with a falling rupee that the exports will increase because your goods get cheaper and there is a temptation abroad to buy your goods. But no, people are not wanting to buy your goods. Your imports are increasing, but your exports are not increasing in spite of the falling rupee. It's a very grave situation. A situation which we are periodically saying nothing to the we are periodically being told by the government, nothing to worry, everything is in place, we are taking care of the economy, and we've been repeatedly told that the fundamentals of the Indian economy are very strong and therefore nothing can hurt us. What more can hurt us? With 10 years of stagnation in Indian higher education, you know that quite a few of the aspiring Indian middle class, the new middle class who've just gotten above the APL levels, are still rushing their youngsters to universities abroad, spending money. I come from Andhra Pradesh and I know a lot of people who have sold even their marginal holdings, paid for money, the fee and residential costs of students who've gone abroad. Today they are just not able to sustain these students outside. They may be compelled to leave this course halfway and come back. If any time we talk about mehengai, inflation, price rise, and also move on to talking about the falling rupee, we have said, oh, we're being told, no, that has no correlation to this. It does have an impact on families. And with all this, the attention of the Congress party and the government is only to react impulsively for everything that BJP or the campaign committee chief of the BJP says, utters. And this impulsive reaction is not just from one individual, everybody, the cabinet ministers, spokespersons, general secretaries, the entire Congress party's Modi phobia gives us a suspicion that they don't even attend to their daily duties as ministers. You don't get a statement about why this rupee is falling, what concrete steps have been taken to control the fall in the rupee, but we are being lectured as to why we should choose occasion to criticize or critique government policy. We've been lectured about auspicious moments of having to respond on Prime Minister's State of the Nation speech. We've been lectured to speak in one voice to the nation and also give a message to the international community that we are all one. We are certainly one. We are all bearing the brunt of this mismanaged economy. It is just not a sarcastic statement that I am giving here. The BJP is very worried that the focus of the government, be it the ministers or the ruling party, seems more to hit back at the BJP, tell us what we should be doing rather than what they should be doing to do that. And as a result, the people of India are not getting answers from this government. They're not getting answers in the parliament, with the ruling party members themselves coming out to obstruct. There's no explanation as to why the ruling party sits quiet and watches their own members rushing to the well, disturbing, and constantly raising slogans, however genuine or otherwise the cause may be. So we are here today to express our concern that the government is running away from giving answers. It is looking at the minimum available alibi. It is looking at excuses. Oh, you're speaking, oh, you're criticizing, oh, somebody else has raised a question, oh, no, you can't be talking today. Oh, he's a frog who talks, he's a monkey who talks, he's a snake who always bites. I mean, what is all this? It's very, very concerning that the government doesn't seem to want to come and speak to the people. And when they speak, and here I take the name of the Prime Minister who spoke from the Red Fort, from the ramparts of the Red Fort. We heard a speech, and we in the opposition do have a role to play because we keep our ears very close to the ground. The view of the people will have to be voiced. We heard records of what is happening, like a DAVP document. Yes, and after that, was there anything said on how corruption is going to be controlled? Was there anything said on what has happened to the various committees which were brought on place to control prices? Was there anything which has been given as reassurance that every inch of our territory will be safe? China's incursion happens, you sit with them to say, please get out of my terrain, but we'll also push back. Is there any explanation offered on that? Is there any explanation also given as to what steps have been taken to get an answer from Pakistan about the beheaded soldiers, about the ambush? And when there are responsible leaders from the opposition questioning, you have the entire team of ministers, team of senior office bearers of the Congress, and also general secretaries and others who are already waiting there to come down like a ton of bricks with name calling. We condemn this approach of the ruling party. They rather better focus their attention in answering the questions raised, be it by Shri Narendra Modi or an armed citizen of this country. We are not getting answers for that. And when they do not have answers, you know very clearly they'll start with Maut Ka Sodadagar and come down to talking about monkey, about frog, about anything else rather than give you a legitimate answer. One of the concerns therefore today is a newspaper report which I raise here. A Lashkar-e-Toiba blog claims hand in Bodh Gaya serial blast. I'm not saying that this is the final word on it, but there are enough evidences that terrorist groups are claiming. Terrorist groups are claiming responsibility for terrorist attacks which are happening in India. But you have the Congress party's general secretary and some ministers suggesting that the BJP, since the time it left the government in Bihar, probably is somewhere behind this whole, increase in the number of terror incidents. How irresponsible can statements get? Would they want to probe this? And I'm not saying again that I trust this news, but certainly it's appeared in the media and the media houses are responsible enough to have done their homework and they therefore bring this out. And we understand the NIA is still probing and probably even looking into this. But even as this process is on, you have judgments coming out, insinuations coming out, suggestions coming out, pointing fingers happening by the Congress party's leadership. Are they, and I'm asking with great sense of responsibility, are they trying to sow misleading information which can harm the national harmony, the peace of any one region, and then blame it on the BJP? I think the Congress has played this communal politics for a very long time. It's time that they introspect and stop giving lectures, impulsive reactions, just as you would, if you're hit by a high voltage car, electricity wire, you just release in fear, in a certain kind of impulsive reaction. That's how they respond to everything that Sri Narendra Modi says. I'm almost compelled to conclude and infer probably it is, hitting them like a wire which carries current. Even if it does, as a mature political party, it would be expected of the Congress to introspect and certainly do reply, but don't do it impulsively. Thank you.